I will learn how the Greek appeals can help us to make sound arguments, might I add, in writing and in speech. Quick review of Greek appeals. You can look at the charts in front of you. Ethos is basically credibility, pathos is emotion, logos is logic, if you're not familiar with Greek appeals. So ethos, you want to think more of like authority, credibility. I'm saying this because I experienced this, or I've done research on this. Pathos is emotion. So, for example, a speech by Ronald Reagan addressing foreign policy with the USSR, he said, I imagine that someday some little Russian woman named Anya is going to hold hands with American boy named Jack, and they'll all be happy and get along. So it's kind of like a story, almost like kind of a guess of what could be. And that also appeals to emotion because it's kind of this happy little fantasy thing. So, and then logic is obviously, so think thesis. So this is why this makes sense. This is why I'm arguing. Here's my evidence. Okay, so we are going to, I'm going really quick because I really want to get most, that's not what I'm looking for.
That's an argument why we want to go to SPU.
No. Okay, cool. So, because it's Greek, I thought I'd show a clip from a big fair Greek wedding. So there's 3 characters in this scene that I'm going to show you. One's ethos, one's pathos, and one is logos. Figure out which one, write their names. So there's Tula, the mom and the dad, I don't know their names. So if I can find, hopefully, you guys, can you hear that? Maybe? Okay.
Yes.
All right, I have to find the timing, so I'm looking for 35. Perfect.
Press the speaker. There was sound.
Yeah, there's down below.
Can you hear it?
Down below.
Yeah, there's down below.
Right.
Okay, that might be okay, let's see.
Dad, I've been going through our inventory, and I've noticed that we've been doing a lot of unnecessary ordering. So I've been thinking of maybe we should update our system, like get a computer. I don't know if you remember, but I got all A's in computers. But there's a lot of new stuff to learn now, so if you want, I could go to college and take a few courses.
Why? Why do you want to leave me?
I'm not leaving you. Don't you want me to do something with my life?
Oh, yes! Get married, make babies. You look so old.
Okay, so.
What is wrong? Tula going to school downtown.
He's drugs downtown.
What are you saying? Are you saying that Tula will get involved with drugs?
No, but somebody will say to her, take this bag down to the bus depot and she'll do it.
She's not stupid. She's smart.
I know she's smart, so what for she needs more school? She's smart enough for a girl.
You think you're smarter than me, huh?
No, I mean, you know,
I run the restaurant. I cook. I clean. I wash for you. And I raise 3 kids. And I teach Sunday school. You know? It's lucky for me I have you to tie my shoes.
Maria.
Okay, so, who's ethos? Who can help me?
Well, I was trying to decide if Tula was ethos or logos. I decided on ethos because she uses the credible source of I got an A in computers. She's not super confident in her delivery, but there is this personal branding of like, I can do this.
That's funny. I would have put her as logos because she was making an argument and it was very sound. But you could definitely make that argument. Go. Who's ethos?
I went that way too at first, and then based on I think Maria, I went with the mom for ethos solely because she was just like, I've done all this stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's
like,
what I was
okay.
thinking.
Is that
Okay.
and she's talking about all that she has done, not just I have gotten an A in computers, that's one thing, but she has, I've done this, I do that. Like, she's piling credibility.
So can I back up then?
Yeah.
I'm not going to change my answer, but I had a really hard time deciding
Yeah, that is tricky. That's something I didn't think about.
I decided to go with the mom for logos because, excuse me.
Did you get logos?
I'm confused. I think they're both pretty like.
They are similar. I was thinking that the logos is more Tula because she's like, here's my argument. Here's, if we use these computers, it's going to help us. And then ethos is, I'm the mom. I teach Sunday school. I'm doing this. Go.
I kind of agree with Kelly. I think they both showed both ethos and logos, but the mom was also kind of like, okay, so you think she's gonna, like, she kind of gave those counter arguments when he was like, oh, well, there's drugs down there, and she was like, she's smart, she's not gonna get started on drugs.
Okay, and then obviously I'm just gonna say that. Okay, who's the emotion? The dad. He's like, he's gonna leave me. She's gonna go to drugs. Did you want to raise your hand and say something?
Well, you could slightly also argue that the mom is a little bit pathos because she's kind of being manipulative, and so she's definitely appealing to his emotions, like making him feel bad so that,
Yeah, she's like,
So the idea is that you want to kind of marry all these three things. Emotion isn't bad. Emotion is really good. Here it's bad because he's going against everything else. But I think that emotion is really important. So like, I have a dream speech. At the end, he quotes the free at last, hallelujah, we're free at last. That's emotion, and that is really well played. So go ahead, I want you guys to look at this speech. We're going to kind of transition. So this was written by an early AIDS activist in the early 90s. This is interesting. So so go ahead and start reading it while I'm talking. I want you to underline things that are either ethos, pathos, or logos, and then we'll share when you're done. I'm going to give you a little bit of time. It's 3 pages. It's not too complicated. Just keep in mind, so Mary Fisher was she was diagnosed with HIV. She was HIV positive, and this was to the Republican National Convention in the mid-90s. And so at that time, it didn't matter who you were. If you had AIDS, you were definitely discriminated against. My uncle, he got AIDS, and he passed away because of a poor blood transfusion. Like, the needles weren't clean. And like, he'd go to church and people just wouldn't sit next to him. So this is definitely something that's kind of personal to me, but I think that this is a good example of how to use ethos, pathos, and logos in a speech. And I don't know, how much time do we have left?
About 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay, so I'll give you about a minute to kind of go through. I know it's not a lot of time. And then I'll just call Polly just on 3 people because I really want to be able to fit this in because I think it's really, really good.
I'll give you an extra minute if you need to.
Really great, thanks. I hope you got all your pages right. Okay. I'll give you another 30 seconds maybe. But this just looks better. Okay, so who can give me an example of ethos, authority, credibility, or experience?
I'm not sure if this is correct, but I took tonight I represent an AIDS community whose members this also to me is very emotional, but it was a way of kind of appealing to that credibility. She has HIV and she can't connect with them.
Okay.
I don't know if that's right.
No, that's good. Jennifer.
When she says, I would never ask to be HIV positive, it's a little bit pathos as well, but she's saying that she is, so she has that credibility because she is HIV positive, so she's credible to speak about it.
Okay. Let's switch over to logos. Anyone logos? So remember logos, I know that we're getting logos and ethos a little confused, where logos is kind of like the argument, and then ethos is the credibility for that argument. I'll go with Antia.
So in the second paragraph, she states a bunch of numbers. I mean, she doesn't state where they come from, but statistics of the deaths and illnesses of thousands and millions of people the world over.
Okay. Okay, so let's go with pathos, emotion. There's a really good one towards the end that I think really represents it. I'm gonna go with Lexi.
I have two. I love the statement about they came after the Jews, no town of Jews, so I did not protest, and so on and so forth, that part. And then when she talks about her children, like she finishes up, she's not speaking to the crowd anymore, she's talking to her children, and she says, I may not be here to hear the judgments, but I know already what I hope they are. And then her closing remarks are, Zack, I draw my courage from you, and Max, I'm doing all I can to make your world safe.
Yeah, and that's good, and that's emotion. That's well played. So I think that's time.